Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Success Academy. I'm Shashan Dias, and in this video, we are going to cover something that a lot of you have told me that you struggle with. ඔගොල්ලෝ ගොඩක් මට කියලා තියෙනවා මේ දේත් එක්ක ඔගොල්ලෝ struggle කරනවා කියලා. මොකද්ද මේ දේ? Guys, a lot of you have told me that you struggle with IELTS speaking. Alright, IELTS speaking කියන section එකත් එක්ක ඔගොල්ලෝ struggle කරනවා කියලා ගොඩක් කට්ටිය මට කියලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් මම මේ වීඩියෝ සීරීස් එකක් විදියට කරන්නයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් part 1 කියන section එක වෙනම, part 2 කියන section එක වෙනම, part 3 කියන section එක වෙනම cover කරන්නයි මගේ idea එක, එහෙම නැත්නම් මගේ plan එක තියෙන්නේ. right? ඉතින් මේ වීඩියෝ එකේ මම cover කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ IELTS speaking part 1 questions කිහිපයක්. ඉතින් මම questions කිහිපයක් අහලා ඊට පස්සේ ඒවට sample answers ටිකක් ඕගොල්ලොන්ට දෙන්න. දැන් මෙතනදී මට ප්‍රශ්න 100ක් cover කරන්න අමාරුයි. ඒක නිසා මම ප්‍රශ්න 10 කොටස් වලට බෙද මේ videos කරන්නම්. right? ඉතින් මේ වීඩියෝ එකේ මම IELTS speaking part 1 questions 10ක් cover කරන්න plan කරනවා. ඉතින් මේ ප්‍රශ්න 10 මම themes කීපකින් ගත්ත ප්‍රශ්න 10ක්. right? ඉතින් මම theme එකත් කියලා ඕගොල්ලොන්ට ඊට පස්සේ ප්‍රශ්න, ඒ කියන්නේ එක theme එකකින් මම ප්‍රශ්න දෙකක් කරන්නම්. ඉතින් මම theme එක කියලා ප්‍රශ්න දෙක අහලා ඒ දෙකට උත්තර දෙක දෙන්න. දැන් මේක ඕගොල්ලෝ බලලා මේකේ තියෙන එකම copy කරන්න යන්න එපා. right? මේකේ තියෙන එක අහලා අවබෝධයක් අරගෙන ඊට පස්සේ ඕගොල්ලොන්ගේම answers develop කරන්න උත්සාහයක් ගන්න. right? මොකද IELTS speaking test එකේදී ඕගොල්ලොන්ට ලකුණු දෙන්නේ මතක තියන් එන එකටවත් එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔගොල්ලෝ කියන්නේ set answer study කරලා එන එකටවත් නෙමෙයි. ඔගොල්ලෝ naturally කතා කරන දෙයට තමයි ඔගොල්ලොන්ට ලකුණු දෙන්නේ. You get marks for being able to speak naturally. All right, you get marks for being able to speak naturally. Now if you're unable to speak naturally, if you're unable to speak with a certain level of natural fluency, then obviously you're not going to get a big mark. So anyway, we'll discuss further about this once I have covered the questions. So first, let's get into the questions. All right. The theme is hometown. Where do you live? I live in Moratuwa. It's a beautiful city located in the western province of Sri Lanka. It's located right near the coastal line, and my house is actually located right near the beach. So it's a lovely location, and it gives me the opportunity to be at the place where I love the most, and that is close to the sea. Can you describe any famous landmarks in your area? Well, that's an interesting question because, to be very honest with you, we don't have famous landmarks in our area. But if I were to talk about some of the landmarks in my area, one of them would be the Moratuwa Municipal Council. So this building actually has a lot of historical value. It was created more than 120 years ago, and some of the architecture as well as the furniture that is still being used inside the municipal council dates back to the time where we were a colony of the British. So it's actually a very interesting landmark. Another one would be the clock tower that is located in the heart of my city. Again, I wouldn't say this is famous or popular, but this is definitely a landmark that you can locate if you're finding a place in and around Moratuwa. The theme is animals. Do you have a pet? Yes, I do have a pet. I have a pet dog called Rexy. So Rexy has been with us since it was 5 months old. Now it's close to about 9.5 years. It's actually quite sick at the moment, and I feel it's close to the end of its life. But it's a dog that we have loved so much over the past 9 years. What type of animals do you think makes the best pets? I think to me, that's a fairly obvious question because I believe that dogs should be the only animals that should be kept as pets. But I see a lot of people having different other kinds of pets as well. So cats, dogs, birds of different kinds, so parrots, and then some people have mice or rats as pets. That I think is a bit strange. Some people tend to have snakes as pets. I personally believe that dogs and cats should be the only pets that people should keep around. The theme is clothing and fashion. Do you like shoes? Well, that's an interesting question. I do like shoes, but I only have 3 pairs of shoes. So I have 2 pairs for casual wear and 1 pair of Oxfords. So that is basically all the pairs of shoes that I need. I buy a new pair to replace the one I have, at the end of every year. So I basically buy 3 new pairs at the end of every year. So I wouldn't say that I'm a fan of shoes. I don't go multiple times during the year to buy different pairs of shoes. I obviously like wearing them, and I have 3 pairs that I wear to any occasion. Do you prefer comfortable or good looking shoes? I definitely prefer comfortable shoes. That's why I have 2 pairs of casual shoes. I wear those everywhere. I wear them to the gym, I wear them to go to parties, I wear them to any occasion that I possibly can. The only pair of good looking shoes that I have is my Oxford. So those I wear to more formal events. But I wouldn't say that my comfortable shoes aren't good looking. It's just that if I was given an opportunity, I would always prefer comfortable shoes. The theme is food and cooking. What is your favorite type of food? Well, I'm a huge fan of food, so boiling my favorite food down to just one can be quite a difficult task. But since I do have to pinpoint, I would say that sushi is my favorite food. I love all kinds of Japanese food, but I would say that sushi rolls are my favorite. I visit a Japanese restaurant at least twice or thrice a month to try out different kinds of sushi rolls. When do you eat your main meal of the day? The main meal of my day is definitely breakfast. I believe that if you don't have a good breakfast, it will be very difficult for you to function during the day. And that is especially true for me because I get gastritis pains. And so if I don't have a good breakfast, I end up getting sick during the day. So for me, the main meal of my day is breakfast. The theme is daily routine. What is your typical morning routine? My typical morning routine would include me waking up, brushing my teeth, having breakfast, working out, and then going to work. I try to wake up as early as possible so that I can get my workout in before I go to work. So I have to go to work by 9. So I try to get my workout in an hour before that. So that is what a typical morning routine looks like for me. What is the best thing about your morning routine during the weekends? Well, my morning routine during the weekends doesn't change much. It's just that I don't have to go to work at 9 o'clock. But still, it's the same as waking up, brushing my teeth, having my breakfast, and then going for a workout. So that routine doesn't change throughout the week. So even on weekends, I try to go for a light run or even a walk, or maybe even hit the gym if I can, so that my routine doesn't change throughout the entire week. So there's nothing special about what I do during the weekends. The theme is books. Do you prefer to read books or magazines? I definitely prefer books. I'm not a huge fan of magazines, to be honest. I haven't picked up a magazine in quite some time, I would say a few years. But books, I read books at least for half an hour every day. So books from Sidney Sheldon, Agatha Christie, and when I was younger, I used to read Famous Five, Secret Seven. These are the kinds of books that I like to read. Did your parents read to you when you were a child? Yes, my parents definitely read to me when I was a child. It's actually why I was able to get fluent at speaking English, and also why I'm really interested in reading books now, taking part in English theatre. All of those good values were cultivated in me because my parents read to me as a child, and I'm really grateful for them for doing that. Alright guys, so I covered 2 extra questions than what I originally planned, but I feel like it will be useful to you. So I covered 12 questions in total. Now in the coming videos, we'll cover more questions, but what I want you to understand about part 1 questions is that there is no right or wrong answer. There is no wrong answer. Every answer you give is correct because most of these questions are geared towards you and your opinion. ඕගොල්ලොන්ගේ අදහස් වලට තමයි මෙතනදී ලකුණු දෙන්නේ. මොකද ඕගොල්ලොන්ගේ ජීවිතෙන් ප්‍රශ්න තමයි මෙතනදී අහන්නේ. ඉතින් ඕගොල්ලෝ දෙන කිසිම උත්තරයක් වැරදි නෑ. right? ඕගොල්ලන්ට ඕන උත්තරයක් දෙන්න පුළුවන්. මෙතනදී මේන් තින් එක තමයි ඕගොල්ලෝ එක වාක්‍යයකින් උත්තර දෙන්න එපා. එක වර්ඩ් එකකින් උත්තර දෙන්න එපා. අනිවාර්යෙන් වාක්‍ය දෙකක් හෝ ඊට වැඩියෙන් උත්තරයක් දෙන්න. ඕගොල්ලෝගේ උත්තරේ දිගයි නම් එක්සැමිනර් ඕගොල්ලොන්ව මගදී නවත්තයි. හැබැයි ඕගොල්ලෝ කියන්නේ වාක්‍ය 10ක විතර උත්තර දෙන්න යන්න එපා. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් දෙකත් පහත් අතර තිබ්බනම් හොඳටම ඇති. මෙතනදී ඒගොල්ලෝ වැඩියෙන්ම බලන්නේ ඕගොල්ලන්ට natural fluency එකක් තියනවාද? ඕගොල්ලෝ සමහර විට හිර වෙලා ගගා ගොඩක් වෙලා හිටියොත් ලකුණු කපයි. නමුත් ඕගොල්ලෝ ටක් ගාලා හිර වෙලා අදහස pick up කරගෙන ආයෙ move on වුණොත්. දැන් හිතන්න ඕගොල්ලන්ගෙන් ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනවා would you give a book as a gift කියලා. ඒතකොට ඕගොල්ලෝ මේ විදිහට උත්තරයක් දෙනවා. Yes, I would definitely give a book as a gift to a friend. I believe that people have a lot to learn from reading books, and so I have a lot of self-help books that I keep in my collection so that I can give it to a friend whenever the occasion calls for it. දැන් බලන්න එතනදී මම හිර වුණා. දැන් කිහිපයකදීම හිර වුණා. නමුත් මම කියන්නේ නැතුව මම හිතලා මගේ අයිඩියා එක pick up කරගෙන මම කතා කරා. Right? If you can do that, if you can just keep talking even if you get stuck, instead of saying and using a lot of fillers, trust me, you will get marks for this section. So don't give too lengthy answers and also don't give one word or one sentence answers. As long as your answers are between 2 to 5 or 6 sentences and you're giving an answer that is related to the question, then you should be able to go to a high band score. Now part 2 and part 3, the structure or the criteria for giving your answer is a bit different, but that is something we will discuss in our following videos. Now, if you thought that this video was valuable to you, make sure to drop a comment below, subscribe to the channel, share this with a friend, and put a thumbs up. So till our next video, keep practicing.